Beautiful celebration all weekend long.
Calvin Castine near the Crown Point Bridge, just outside of beautiful downtown Crown Point and not too far from beautiful downtown Mariah. It's the 19th day of May 2012, and although the bridge was reopened 6 months ago, they're having an opening ceremony today. We're going to wander over, and there's the keynote speaker, Andy Douglas, arriving. We're going to wander over and catch the opening events here at 9 a.m. This will be followed by a big parade at 11. The Essex County Legislative Chairman, Randy Douglas, according to our information, will be at the opening introduction. The 9 a.m. event, which is now a minute and a half beyond that time. A cannon blast from Chimney Point, Vermont. Live Abenaki music originating from Chimney Point. Live bagpipe music originating from Crown Point Pier. Drumming originating from Fort St. Frederick. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to hear all that, or if it's going to take place up here. And there will be a closing ceremony, which we will not cover, at 5:30 p.m. on the Sunday. We're here for the opening ceremony and for the huge parade that's expected to start at 11.
It's a busy day. We'll have lots of noise, and you may not have heard her Abenaki music coming all the way from Chimney Point or the bagpipe from over by the lighthouse. And I'm not sure if the drumming happened from right in here, but it's time to proceed with the program, and that means next is the Pledge of Allegiance. A couple of back rows. Turn around and see the giant flag we have from the pole over there. For everybody else, we'll use this one. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. I'm Charles Harrington, supervisor of Crown Point. Could one have requisitioned a better weekend in regards to the weather? It's an honor to be before you today. And I say, good morning, Crown Point. Good morning, Addison. Good morning, New York, and Vermont. And good morning, America. My very brief welcoming speech is titled, On Any Given Day. On any given day, perhaps with rain traveling sideways by a driving wind, or with a warm, embracing sun allowing the daylilies and lilacs to lift their colors and appreciation, and on some given days, with snowdrifts reaching heights that bury the stop and speed signs, there stands the new Champlain Bridge, shedding the rain. There stands the new Champlain Bridge, shedding the rain or warming itself in the sun, and never succumbing to winter's forces. Here stands cement and steel, a welcoming monument, a testament to a can-do culture. And be it known, we travelers, when the bridge comes into view, either from New York or Vermont, we double check. Yes, it's still there. No dream. believe me, having gone without, we have a new appreciation and respect for those leaders on both sides of the lake who redefined fast track. Celebrate with us. Be a part of one of the largest events this area has ever witnessed. Enjoy the serene beauty, the activities, the living history, and the heritage that resonates between the Adirondacks and the Green Mountains. Welcome, celebrate, and enjoy the moment. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Randy Douglas. I'm the chairman of the Essex County Board of Supervisors, and it's an honor to be asked to be here today to celebrate this historical event. My job here is to announce some of the distinguished guests who worked to make this happen and some of the elected officials. From Essex County Board of Supervisors, Mr. David Blades, Town of Lewis Supervisor, Dave. Town of Mariah Supervisor, Tom Scazavada. Former Crown Point Supervisor Bethany Cosmeter. My colleague, who you just heard, Charles Harrington, the Town Supervisor here in Crown Point. Mariah Councilperson Rick Carpenter. Susan May, the Director of the Visitor Center here in Crown Point. Tom Walters, Crown Point Town Councilman. Mr. Stephen Engelhardt from the Historical Society. From Addison, Vermont, Mr. Jeff Kaufman. From the Essex County Visitors Bureau, Jim McKenna. The Lake Champlain Bridge Committee meeting group, George Scott, Julie Curtis, Barb Brassard, and Diane Lasway. Our great Assemblywoman from New York, Teresa Sayward. Our State Senator, the great Elizabeth Betty Little. Heather Mabey, Commission Chair of the Saratoga Region of New York State Parks and Recreation. From Vermont, State Senator Claire Eyre. And State Representative and Transportation Chair Diane Lambert. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Later in the day we'll be hearing from Governor Shumlin. Thank you all very much. Enjoy your day.
Hoffman from the Town of Addison.
I was hoping I got up in the Town of Addison, and Addison Select Board. Welcome to this great weekend. We're hopeful that this is a new era. We celebrate what we're doing and life in the market room. That this will become a destination place for people to visit our people coming to enjoy our history of the past, history of the future. Celebrate this weekend. Make sure you stop and say thank you to those that have a heart.
They call him the designer of the Lake Champlain Bridge, but to us, he's our hero.
You can see I have to put the microphone down a little bit. I'd like to, first of all, it's a great pleasure and an honor to be here. And for me, bridges are works that take many, many people, and and also they're for many, many people. Yeah? So these are, I think, what is fundamental about a bridge project, about these are community efforts. And what I would say is this has been the most remarkable project from the perspective of how engaged the community is, how engaged you have been in this bridge making. And I would say that the end result is so much due to your efforts. Maybe it's hard for you to appreciate this because you maybe do this once every 80 or so years, and I do this maybe once or twice a year. Yeah, and so one thing I can tell you that's remarkable about this is that this has been the most engaged communities, the most engaged region of any project I've ever been involved with by a factor of 10. Yeah, so it has been that remarkable. Yeah? And quite honestly, in no small way is that work because of that involvement. And I think we all should remember that very carefully. The other thing that I think for me informs a lot about my sensibilities about design is this is made with your money. Yeah? These are projects which we all have paid for. Yeah? So I think some people are disappointed about paying taxes. Yeah? And if you see what your taxes do, yeah, and you can see a reason for your taxes, and you're engaged in the way that money is spent, I think you can have great public works. And I can say, and this is really, I'll end with this, it's really been our honor and our pleasure in the designers of the bridge. I think I can speak very comfortably for the folks who built the bridge. I can also speak very comfortably for everybody within government who made this project happen. I think in many circumstances we're disappointed about what government is able to achieve. And I can tell you it was incredible to work with the resource agencies on this project. They were incredible leaders, and this project, any one of the resource agencies could have stopped this project. Instead, they sped it up. Okay? So sometimes I think we have a disappointing sense of what government's able to do. I can tell you it didn't happen here. It was an incredible effort on everyone's part, and it all started with the community's interest. So I wasn't able to make the other opening ceremony, but I'm happier to be here because this is your bridge. Yeah, and I hope it lasts you, it keeps you in good stead and lasts you many, many generations. And it was, again, our honor and privilege to work on it. Thank you.
Also joining us is Greg Clark from the the Vermont House of Representatives over here. And his counterpart in the same House district is Diane, and I think Randy is going to interrupt our program so that Diane can do something special.
Yes, it's my pleasure to introduce Diane to come up and give a special presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. You won't see this officially on your program because it's a bit of a surprise. And I also want to recognize somebody else that's here that made this bridge happen is the Vermont Secretary of Transportation. Brian Searles is here with us today. It takes a village, you know, so we've heard, and now we really do understand what that means here. And it is just a delight to see all of the faces here that have been working together for 2 years, and friendships that have bonded. Teresa Sayward and the senators, we have all worked with everyone and many of the faces I see here today. So what we're going to do here for a second is we want to recognize some special people. All right. Oh, we have one more introduction.
We're joined here today by a representative from Congressman Chris Gibson's office.
Thank you. Thank you. So, could Lorraine Franklin and Karen Hennessy please make their way to the stage? Today, not pass. Today could hardly pass without recognition of these individuals, and they have made numerous contributions to this event without expectation of acknowledgement. Their countless hours of unselfish community contribution have proven to be of value to their community. Our honorees did not seek, nor did they desire, the circumstances that surrounded their immediate need for their insistent and overwhelming community involvement. However, we all benefited because of their efforts. It is because of their efforts and tireless commitment to achieve one goal that we honor them today. Serving as leaders, they almost single-handedly achieved what some thought was impossible. As many long-term project managers can attest, a project moving forward has multiple exhausting fronts, but our honorees gained the respect of their communities, their counties, and the attention of 2 states. As co-founders of the Lake Champlain Bridge Coalition, they demonstrated the necessary spirit to achieve success by using their tenacity to hold their communities together. Without their efforts, I believe area businesses and workers would have fragmented. They showed extraordinary leadership, refusing to settle for anything less than full unity. This unity comes in the form of a bridge. Their efforts to reconnect their communities has been relentless, and today we honor them. It is my pleasure to present the award of recognition to the amazing team of Mrs. Lorraine Franklin of West Addison and Mrs. Karen Hennessy of Crown Point. Congratulations, ladies. Job well done.
I think the wording on these plaques that Diane and Teresa did is really important. It says, in recognition and appreciation of your efforts to rejoin 2 communities and celebrate in grand style. And that we are doing.
So much for my plan to stay in the background and be incognito today, such, the sunglasses and everything. This is because of all of you folks. Our voices would not have been heard if you were not behind us. There is no doubt. Karen and I could have made all the noise in the world and we would have just been passed off as 2 crazy ladies. Not that we weren't anyway, but at least we had some backing. I can't thank this community enough, and by community I mean both sides of the lake. We are together again. We're celebrating that this weekend, and let's hope that we are never ever divorced again. Have fun, folks. This is for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a special composition for the occasion to celebrate the bridge, and especially the bridge workers, people that built the thing we enjoy, by Atlantic Crossing.
Mountains her backdrop, the woods in her stage, the jewel of the valley, our own Crown Point Bridge. Reflecting her builders, their hopes and ideals of home written grandly in concrete and steel. Of home written grandly in concrete and steel. gladly, concrete and steel. Painter has color, the sculptor has gray. The soul of the architect longs for the day when up from drawing board beauty takes wing. From figures and blueprints, a work of art springs. From figures and blueprints, a work of art springs. From figures and blueprints, a work of art springs. Here's to the mind of the skilled engineer who ensures that the traveler may cross without fear. And the masters of iron, welder and crane who work in the cold, the heat and the rain. Who work in the cold, the heat and the rain. Who work in the cold, the heat and the rain. Builder, designer, foreman and crew, may fortune be yours till the whole job is through. The sun winks anew on her girders and beams, the jewel of the valley, spanning our dreams. The jewel of the valley, spanning our dreams. The jewel of the valley, spanning our dreams.
Next on the agenda, we're going to have the drum roll by the great Seth Warner Fife and Drum Corps. And the Lake Champlain Bridge Fanfare, composed and conducted by Gene Childers, the Bridge Brass. Members Dennis Brousseau, Bruce Burgess, Kenny Siphone, Michael Durkee, Caleb Fry, Spencer Griswold, Mike Lawler, Barry McDonald, Dave McKenzie, Jim Morris, Doug Olafison, Alan Perry, Eli Stone, Jennifer Wagner, Mark Walker, Cameron Westcott, Jamie Westcott, and Rusty Westcott. And as we're going through this process, we will now have the symbolic pouring of the champagne to dedicate the Champlain Bridge by Lorraine Franklin and Karen Hennessy, along with co-chairs, are accompanied by members of the Lake Champlain Bridge Coalition. Immediately following this ceremony, we will have a meet and greet with the public officials and the media. Thank you all for attending this great day.
This one and I are marching in the parade. 11. It starts in Vermont. Yeah, gorgeous.
This is what all the excitement is about. It's been open for 6 months, but it's still causing a lot of excitement on both sides of the lake. As someone who lives not too far from the Korean Veterans Memorial Bridge in Rouse's Point, we can well understand what it would be like if the bridge were closed. And in this case here, the entire bridge was removed for safety reasons shortly after the quadricentennial celebration that took place up and down Lake Champlain. But we remember being here probably within a month of its closure back in late summer, early autumn of 2009. When the Rouse's Point Bridge was replaced, it was replaced with the old one intact. The folks are coming through here on a constant basis. A lot of excitement, a lot of activity here. They are on the grounds of the ruins of the fort. And there are a lot of activities here. The lighthouse is over that way. A lot of interesting things to take in when you're down this way near the Crown Point Bridge. The bridge is a nice backdrop, but there's a whole lot of activity here throughout the summer months surrounding the fort ruins here at Crown Point. It's approaching 11 a.m. on this May 19th, 2012, and looks like some scouts from the Vermont side have made their way across the bridge. Looks like vehicular traffic has been closed on both sides of the Champlain Bridge here in Crown Point. And we're expecting the parade to start on the Addison side, the Vermont side, very shortly. In the background we hear music provided by a cool 10 whatever they are. It is 11:08 on this May 19th, excuse me. And let's see the first indication of a parade. A flag bearer.
Good morning once again. Steve Pelkey with Cool 105 and WOKO. It looks like the parade is cresting the arch of the bridge as we speak.
I don't know if Mr.
You haven't found your space.
Pelkey over there is going to have
to the guardrail, the sidewalk. The parade is
a list of the participants. Bright and sunny morning on this week before Memorial Weekend. That's Memorial Day weekend is usually when our parade season starts on Hometown Cable. But with the Memorial Day parades in Chazy and also at the St. Mary's Bazaar. Of course, we get Gordy Little for the past several years has gotten the Saranac Lake Winter Carnival Parade, but we don't consider the parade season to start usually till Memorial Day, and fortunately for us, they are starting their parade season a week earlier, and they're doing it in a week, and I don't have to worry about what's happening in Chazy or Champlain. very impressive sight to people making their way across. Hundreds of people, if not thousands, are lining the parade route all along the bridge. We flanked ourselves down here about an hour and a half ago because we wanted to establish our view. A lot of people show up at the last minute and expect that they will be the ones in the front row. And today was no exception. We try to get as good a view of things without interrupting everybody else's view, although the view we get hopefully will be around for a long time. This will be up on the internet on our Hometown Cable Network website within 24 hours, probably by this evening. We'll have this up and available for viewing. And if you're watching this on the internet, we invite you to, or even if you're not, we still invite you to go to our Hometown Cable Network website and check out the opening ceremonies that took place right here in the area of the bridge this past fall. And of course, in 2009 we had the quadricentennial events going on. It culminated here. We had events going on throughout the year, and they culminated here at the Crown Point area, at the lighthouse. And as I said earlier in an earlier part of the recording today, that was the ending of our quadricentennial coverage.
Good morning once again. Want to welcome everybody to the Lake Champlain Bridge Celebration Grand Parade, which is making its way to the New York side of the bridge right now.
I'm going to try to move my camera as we're recording here so I can block fewer people. And still get the parade.
First up is our flying colors, the American flag, carried by Harrison Rich, who was the first person to cross the new bridge. He ran across it, wanted to be the first one, and he indeed was. Harrison Rich with the Stars and Stripes.
No relation to Richie Rich. Now this time he's bearing the flag. And there is the Crown Point Lighthouse. The fort ruins are behind us. Take a shot up the bridge while we're waiting for this vehicle to come by us. It's Essex County Sheriff's Department. They've been out of their jurisdiction there. They were over on the Vermont side.
Coming up next is the Color Guard.
I guess the Sheriff's Department doesn't get a mention on the radio.
The folks that keep us safe, the Essex County Sheriff's Department.
Okay. Now
Doing a great job getting this event organized today.
I think this group is from Addison. Addison Fire Department, that would be my guess. And it's Going to be in the mid-70s right now, so that's a...
Area firefighters carrying the American flag.
And here's officials.
Fort Henry Fire Department.
Officials.
Proud to be part of the festivities today.
Carrying the...
This is the banner with the
banner.
Officially designed logo for the Lake Champlain Bridge celebration that was designed by Jesse Otis and Linus Beardley.
This is
Eddie Little,
marching
Chris
band.
Seward, and other dignitaries carrying the banner as well. I hear music. It's the Virgins Union High School Marching Band.
Yes, it is.
See, we have a good contingent from Virgins today.
Vermonters coming over to say howdy. Looking sharp. As I was saying, it's in the mid-70s right now with bright sunshine, so everybody wearing long sleeves like that, taking that long hike. That's my sympathies. The row of antique vehicles
Look at the Virgins Union High School Commodore Band.
Following this commercial float. Nice touring car.
Next up, state officials from both Vermont and New York, representatives that were responsible for getting funding for this huge gala celebration all this weekend, and we couldn't have picked a better weekend. We thank them for their help in securing the funding and making the Lake Champlain Bridge celebration possible. You're going to see a lot of wonderful classic cars today, some of which from Vermont auto enthusiasts. Check their website, vtauto.org.
Very, very nice looking vehicle. I could say that at everyone I've pointed at thus far, and including this one. Wow, look at this.
These cars are carrying the 1929ers, these vintage cars from the Vermont Auto Club carrying the 29ers, people who were here at the opening of the bridge in 1929. God bless you all.
That's 80 years ago.
Over 70 years ago, they were here. The first bridge.
73 years ago.
And now part of history once again, your 29ers.
No, right? 20, yeah, 83 years ago. That's right. He's still saying 70. 70 only takes you to 1999. 80 takes you to 2009.
1929 to 2012.
So that's 83 years ago. These folks were up and taking nourishment. And they're still up and taking nourishment. And there's still a string all the way up to the top of the bridge right now. They're still coming. So if you enjoy classic automobiles, get comfortable. You're going to see quite a few more.
News Channel 5 here today interviewing some of the 29ers. One of them said, you know, it seems like there's more people here today than back in 1929.
The Buick.
Absolutely beautiful vintage cars from the Vermont Auto Club.
It was a homemade Buick, huh?
This is looking like a 1929 Buick Silveretti. Keep giving them a round of applause. It's kind of cool to make history once, but to get it twice in a lifetime, that's something special.
Alright, nice vehicles here. Vintage vehicles. Whew. Some of them are burning some oil.
Looks like one of our 29ers is having their 100th birthday. Is that correct?
They're still coming. Looks like we have a church coming down the road too. Ooh, look at that one.
Two of the 29ers, I'm told, are 100 now, and in a couple of weeks, maybe a month, they're going to turn 101 years of age.
We could follow him a little further if this fella hadn't decided to step in front of us there.
Vermont Auto Club vintage cars will be behind the reviewing stand.
I was out if that came in green
On
originally.
the Crown Point side by the toll plaza. I'll get a closer look at some pictures. Maybe even talk to some of the 29ers.
I don't think there's any 29ers in that one. That's a nice car though.
Got to talk to some of the 29ers where the bridge was demolished, and it was a very touching personal moment for many of them. Told some wonderful stories. One of which proposed to his wife.
Looks like another marching band or two coming in on a not too far distance. We get a car's eye view of the parade. It's a fast-moving parade. There can't be any faster than the people walking. So these people are walking at a good clip.
Montpelier Kiwanis Club coming
Kiwanis
through,
Club.
serving the children of the world. And now, a float that everybody talked about, some of the TV footage you saw, the Kiwanis driving the 1929 Kiwanis Vermont State House. This is a
Vermont
scale
State
model
House.
of the
It
Vermont
wasn't the
State House.
church, it was the
It was
Vermont
actually
State House.
in the parade in 1929.
How about that?
Meticulously kept up, restored by the Montpelier Kiwanis Club. That is gorgeous. And it was there in 1929.
83 years ago. Alright, what we got here? Vermont State Historic Sites. and the little ones couldn't keep up with them. They're just too fast.
The original celebration, Vermont Governor John Weeks and New York Governor Franklin Delano Roosevelt attended the ceremony.
That was Governor Roosevelt at that time. Future four-term president. Chimney Point Historic Site.
Vermont State Historic Sites, part of one side of the Lake Champlain Bridge. Vermont State Historic Sites including Chimney Point, Mount Independence, Hubbard Battlefield, Old Constitution House, Bennington Battlefield, Justin Morrill Homestead, President Calvin Coolidge Site. You will hear the music of the Hannaford Fife and Drum Corps. As well as the Mount Independence Fife and Drum Corps.
They're still coming.
Mount Independence Fife and Drum Corps.
Very nice parade indeed. Check out the top of the bridge. So still a lot more coming. Looks like these fellows are stopping for a drink. A little creek water. Stop and have a little creek water and wait for the rest of the parade to catch up with them.
She's second 10.
Okay.
Ready to go.
All right, thank you. I'm going to go try to grab the boys. All right.
Good run.
You want us to take the bag? They just revived.
better trust your driver when you're standing up in the back of a float. they're hanging on to the cannon, so if they go, the cannon goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hannaford Pipe and Drum Corps. And more of our friends of the Crown Point Ford site.
Lock and load.
Folks at the Humberton battlefield like to make themselves known.
Three birds fell out of the sky after that. Old Constitution State site. Friends of Bennington Battle Monument.
Now, folks, from the Old Constitution State Historic Site.
Plymouth.
And
Plymouth, Vermont. Birthplace of Calvin Coolidge. I knew that already.
Beautiful replica.
Us Calvins got to stick together. Crown Point Historic Site.
Great place to visit the Calvin Coolidge Homestead site. And our friends of the Crown Point Historic Site. Wave the flag, wave!
Rival radio station found their way in the parade. Virgins Union High School Middle
Our
School
friends and fellow
marching band.
broadcasters, 92.1 WVTK. Addison County's radio station. Good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Crown Point Chamber of Commerce. Still got some spring in her stuff. What would the parade be without some fire trucks? This one's from Addison, Vermont.
the Virgins Union Middle School Band, ladies and gentlemen. The Crown Point Chamber of Commerce. The Addison, Vermont Fire Department.
Like, they look like barber shoppers there. A.E. Phelps grandsons. It had something to do with the bridge. First bridge.
Up next, the Crown Point, New York Fire Department, ladies and gentlemen.
Crown Point Fire Department.
The truck is carrying A.E. Phelps' grandsons. Little history, A.E. Phelps served on the 29 Bridge Division.
Girls,
Followed up by some Crown Point Chamber of Commerce members.
I don't know, girls something.
A.E. Phelps Fire and Rescue from Crown Point, New York.
Oh, we got a key. A big key.
Next up, it's Girls on the Run. Slowing it down and walking today. They're from Crown Point and Mariah Schools, the Girls on the Run.
Big key and Champy. And the Boy Scouts.
Our friends from the Middlebury, Vermont Key Bank, their hay wagon display. Key Bank history, first up, Burlington Savings Bank, then Bank of Vermont,
Then
and
Union
now, since 1995.
Elementary School, the Thundercats.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Boy Scouts, Troop 539 of Virgins, Troop 525 of Moncton as well. The Virgins Union Elementary School, Thundercats.
WOKO is here.
Virgins Union Elementary School, Thundercats.
Club.
5, we have another radio station down the hall. It's the big station, 98.9 WOKO.
Oh, that's a big Adirondack
Kelly
chair.
Sparks, Jamie McGowan.
I could fit in that chair with a couple of friends at the same time.
Celebrating 125 years. They were there in 1929. It's the Basin Harbor Club.
Look at this coming down there.
And one nice Adirondack, or I
like
might
all
say
the rest of Vermont
Westport, if I'm
going on.
correct, chair.
Adirondack Community Action Program. Looks like an antique fire truck coming.
Now the 5 folks from Adirondack Community Action New York providing human services to Essex County residents. Remember, Internet Press is at your library. InternetXpress.org. The year was 1949, the very first vehicle for the Bridport, Vermont Fire Department. 1949 fire truck. Can't say enough about the folks that serve in our local fire
Middlebury,
departments in the
Union,
fabric of our communities and keep
Moncton
us
Band,
safe.
we're just gonna
The Bridport,
listen
Vermont
to 'em.
Fire Department.
I had somebody who came in late with a dog, and the dog went bouncing against my tripod, so that's why the picture's jumping.
I love the buttons the 29ers have on. Feeling 29 again. Like it. You don't look a day over 28. And she doesn't act it, I bet. No stories here. Union High School Marching Band. Your Middlebury Union High School Marching Band. Another broadcaster, brethren, Farm Fresh, 102.9.
Family Link.
WMUD.
The path to our path.
Yes, that's mud.
Addison Central School is coming. It's turning into a long parade. I thought we'd have a short one, but this is a very nice parade. Well done.
This is Virginia LaPointe Southworth, a reenactment of Elizabeth Ferris cutting the ribbon on the first bridge in 1929.
Now we got a guy standing up in front of us here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Addison, Vermont Central School.
All right, he's moved. Our view is back.
Too bad we didn't have this on a school day, so you'd get a day off.
Another bank. Workers History Club.
I know, I love it. This is for a fundraiser on the other side.
They've been your community bank since 1831, the National Bank of Middlebury, Vermont.
We gotta order something.
Serving Vermont communities since 1831.
WhereNewYork.com.
Yeah, I love that color.
Looks like they want you to
The Marina School
wear your
of New York
life
History
jackets.
Club, second in state, with new bridge presentations. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's a team of horses. Starksboro.
That's a slogan they're putting around this year. Wear it, New York. Flotation devices. New York State Parks and Recreation theming of boat safety. It's for everyone, New York and Vermont. Well, the Maple Festival is in St. Albans in April. But Starksboro, Vermont, well, they do maple, they do it well. It's the Starksboro, Vermont Historical Society Maple Sugar Celebration Float.
Ah, what would a parade be without the Shriners?
A couple of gorgeous horses there. The Starksboro Historical Society.
Oh, they're gonna tow one here. Looks like they bring a tow rope for emergencies.
They do such good work supporting children's hospitals across the country. The Cairo Shriners from Middlebury, Vermont. Shriners Hospitals helping kids at no cost to their families.
The interesting part is trying to get these guys out of the vehicles later. I-189, Interstate 189.
Cairo Shriners from Middlebury, Vermont.
Alright. Oh, they stole the sign, or what they did? I think they just wanted to be in a parade. Oh, something from this side, Penfield Homestead Museum, pancake breakfast, June 1st. Heritage
They're
Day,
celebrating
August 3rd.
bridging Vermont and New York once again. These are the road enthusiasts, travelers of the back roads in New York and Vermont.
TSVA.
I think the party started a while ago for these guys. It's a fine museum locally, the Penfield Homestead Museum, with wonderful local history of the iron industry in Factoryville and Crown Point, New York. The Penfield Homestead Museum.
There's still things coming over the top of that bridge. And it doesn't look...
Followed by Twin State
There's some more old cars coming. There's Port Henry.
Walkers in the state of Vermont. Walking the new Lake Champlain Bridge.
You get a very nice view of this bridge from beautiful downtown Port Henry.
Next up, the Port Henry Fire Department.
In fact, we were supposed to be, Gordy Little and I were supposed to be in Port Henry when they blew up the old bridge. Tom Scazafava had a place all set out for us, and we had one of the thickest snowstorms of the year.
It's okay to hit the horn if you want
They
to.
blew up the bridge back in 2009, 2010, whatever day it
Ain't
was.
parade till you hear a fire truck horn.
Town of Moriah, New York, Highway Department. And they're pulling Champy. Or Champ.
The Port Henry Fire Department.
And I have to note the passing of our good friend, Essex County resident, Essex, New York resident.
Followed by
Sid Kelsey,
the
who
most
made so
famous
many
resident of Lake Champlain.
made so many nice
Brought along by the Town of Moriah Highway Department.
Of Champy.
It's Champ. Who said he doesn't exist?
Rascals 4-H Club. Little Rascals.
Up next, the Moriah, New York 4-H Club. Looking like they did a little camping last night. Pete the Moose following up behind.
Bridgepoint Communications. I don't know if that's the overall radio station. Crown Point Telephone Company. Okay. One of those local independent phone companies.
There you go.
Yeah, that's like West Telecom and Prime Link in our area.
The Crown Point, New York Telephone Company.
They've got another company set up
The local
for
communications
internet.
provider of the past, present, and future.
We're very familiar with independent phone companies. I've been to Shazy Westport Phone Company and the Champlain Telephone Company in our immediate viewing area. Leonardo da Vinci by Dennis G. Sparling, Artman. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Lenny da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci by Dennis G. Sparling.
And these are genuine bikers.
See the Mona Lisa inside.
the eye can see, more antique vehicles.
Up next, a fine selection of antique and vintage cars from local car clubs.
Folks who
Finally, will be riding in a convertible.
did this parade should they're very proud of their efforts. It's about 8 minutes before noon right now. It's been a nice long parade and still a lot more to come apparently. They're probably getting a bottleneck here, trying to find a place to put all these folks.
Hey, save something later, okay?
There were New Yorkers in the parade, but I think half the population of Vermont came across too today. Jack LeDuc, hard at work. Nothing like the sound of an auga horn. It's a Jeep. It's a Jeepster, in fact. I'm gonna ride in a Jeep. Might as well ride in something that looks like that, huh? Nice green Dodge. Mercury in Monterey.
Got some folks from the Wagner farm coming through.
There's an Adirondack Auto here.
Friendly folks at Adirondack Chevrolet. AdirondackAuto.com.
George Huddig and the boys. And look at the top of the bridge. Still more. These are some not so old cars. Cruisers. PT
Blazing
Cruisers.
PT Cruiser with one of those I Am Vermont Strong license plates, contributing to lane cleanup and rebuilding.
Mustang. They'll be followed by another Mustang.
You got a PT Cruiser rally going here.
Mach 1. Chevy Camaro.
Ford. And the sleek lines of this Chevy Camaro.
This is a Chevy from, I'm guessing 1960 era.
Classic muscle car of the 70s, the Barracuda.
American Graffiti was on Turner Classic Movies last night, so we're already in the mood for cars that look like some of these.
Is that what you call an overhead cam engine?
Still stuff coming over the top of the bridge. Dogs waving, everybody's waving. Nova, Chevy 2.
I don't think I've ever seen so many vintage cars in one place.
This is a Chevy.
Nice.
Another Chevy. Must be a Chevy club. I hope the Egglefields don't get a hold of this. They'll be upset. There we go, back to Mustang GT 350 and an MG. Another Mustang. This guy's got his hood up. Hope he doesn't step on the gas. He's gonna wrap it around his windshield. Well, this one could use a little bit of paint. Still coming.
The hood on that thing is bigger than the passenger compartment.
I got a 57 Chevy and some tractors not too far behind.
Classic A&W root beer, gotta love it. Nice. Cheeseburger, fries, and a root beer.
There was a Packard that just went by. They don't make those anymore.
Why not follow up vintage cars?
Minneapolis,
with vintage local
Moline.
tractors from the Vermont Puller Association.
Case. And it looks like this is going to wrap it up. We've got 3 more tractors and
those engines purr like they're brand
the tail of
new.
the parade. There's a Case Super Diesel. John Deere, like about the size of a bee. We'll see when he gets here. It's a bee. Nicely restored. Here's
Vintage tractors from the
All H.
Vermont Association.
And that's going to wrap up the parade. This Bennington, Vermont group. So an outstanding parade, a nice day. We got here 3 hours. Well, the festivities started 3 hours ago. We got here before that, obviously. And
Folks from the Bennington Rescue
we appreciate
Squad,
what the folks here in
Off-Road Rescue,
and Crown Point and Essex County and Port Henry and
First Response
Mariah and
Central.
over in the Addison, Vermont side and so on, what they've done here. They've done themselves proud. You can keep watching, but chances are this will wrap up our coverage
and it looks like, ladies
from
and
this May
gentlemen, that is
19th,
the end of the
2012.
Lake
Thanks
Champlain Bridge celebration.
for those of you watching who understand that this is viewer-supported local
Thank
television,
you so much for coming, but it's not
and the only
over.
way
This
we can
event
keep doing this kind of
going on
stuff
through the weekend. There's live
is
music
to
on both
support
sides of the
hometown
lake.
cable. So if you're not
Live
yet
bands
supporting
throughout the
hometown
day.
cable,
This evening, there's a
maybe
swing
now is the time to do it.
with Rick and the
Thanks for
Ravens
watching.
Western Swing Band. There's all kinds of food and craft vendors both sides of the lake, and don't forget Sunday night it all wraps up with the Lights Over the Lake Fireworks Spectacular, celebrating Vermont and New York together. Again, the Lake Champlain Bridge celebration. I'm Steve Belkin from Cool 105 at WOKL, proud to have been here today. Have a great weekend, everybody.